This article is appropriately titled, Author Claims Harris Deep Sixth Release of Documents IDing Clergy Accused of Sex Abuse as City DA. Oh man, this is going to get dark. And this was written by Charles Kreitz for Fox News. Begin quote, Presumptive Democratic Vice President nominee Kamala Harris handling of cases involving alleged child sex abuse by Catholic priests while she was San Francisco's district attorney should receive more scrutiny, investigative journalist and author Peter Schweizer told Tucker Carlson's Tonight, Wednesday. Schweizer told host Tucker Carlson that when Harris took office in 2004, her predecessor, Democratic Terrence Hillanian, left her with hundreds of pages of internal Catholic Church documents that included names of 40 accused clergy. Hillanian was using those documents to build criminal cases, and he was also planning to release them after redacting the names of victims, he said. Kamala Harris actually deep-sixed those documents, and those documents disappeared, much to the chagrin of victims' groups. So it's a massive cover-up, and a lot of the people that financed her campaign to beat Hillanian were law firms and lawyers and people connected to the church's hierarchy who did not want those documents to come out. So as you all just heard, Kamala Harris hid evidence once again to protect pedophiles in the Catholic Church. When the Catholic Church was being investigated and was getting ready to go down for touching little boys, this rat hid evidence in order to protect child abusers. I will reiterate one more time for the people in the back. A prosecutor was building a case against pedophiles in the Catholic Church, and when Kamala Harris came into office and took over, the prosecutor gave all of this information that he had about these pedophiles in the church to Kamala Harris. And instead of doing the right thing, she took those documents and got rid of them. Now, if this isn't the devil reincarnated, I don't know who is. This is seriously messed up. Now, I have a serious question for all of the people at home. Why the hell would she do that? What reason would she have to hide this information? Unless she's a pedophile herself. And for the people at home who think I'm making this up, let's just play the clip on Tucker Carlson's show so that way you can hear it from the gentleman's mouth. And then you can Google it for yourself to see what type of person Kamala Harris is.
Peter Schweizer is author of the book Profiles in Corruption. He joins us for a report. Peter, great to see you. How did she do?
Not well at all, particularly on very sensitive, explosive cases, including child sexual abuse. Tucker, from 2004 to 2011, she was San Francisco Attorney General. She did not prosecute a single case of sexual abuse involving Catholic Church priests. She did not prosecute a single case of sexual abuse involving Catholic Church priests. To put that in context, of the 50 largest cities in America, all 50 of them prosecuted at least one case during that time period, except for Kamala Harris. And in addition to that, she inherited from her predecessor, Terrence Hillanian, hundreds of pages of internal Catholic documents that included the names of 40 current or recent priests who had been charged by parishioners with molestation. Hillanian was using those documents to build criminal cases, and he was also planning to release them after redacting the names of victims. Kamala Harris actually deep-sixed that document and froze those documents, and those documents disappeared, much to the chagrin of victims groups. So it's a massive cover-up, and a lot of the people that financed her campaign to beat Hillanian were law firms and lawyers and people connected to the church hierarchy who did not want that those documents to come out. And a lot of the people that financed her campaign to beat Hillanian were law firms and lawyers and people connected to the church hierarchy who did not want that those documents to come out.
And y'all out here voting for this mother. Y'all out here voting for Kamala Harris and Biden. And these motherfuckers out here protecting pedophiles. They're protecting pedophiles and then turning around and locking black people up for smoking weed and selling weed so that way they can feed their families. Now let's move on to Kamala Harris's attack on truancy.
And I believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Prosecuting parents for truancy. Prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco.
Pause. So as you all just heard right here, Kamala Harris was arresting people or parents who didn't send their kids to school. But here's the crazy thing about this whole ordeal. Let's say a parent did send their kid to school, but the kid decided to ditch on his own volition. How is that the parent's fault? You're telling me that the parent is gonna go to jail because the kid decided to skip school? What if you're a parent and you're broke and you don't have reliable transportation and you're struggling to get your kid to school every day and your kid misses school that day? Are you gonna lock up the poor parent who couldn't get their kid to school that day because they're broke? There's a lot of single mothers out here who legitimately are doing the best that they can, but they may have to miss a day or two in school or have their kids miss a day or two in school because situations are such. Are you gonna lock them up and put them in prison because of circumstances? You guys see what I'm talking about? These people are out of their mind. And again, y'all out here voting for them. And listen to this devil. She's laughing about it. She's the only person in the room laughing.